Wait. Let me guess. The Boston Bruins ruined your 95-leg parlay, and you were ready to move into the Bellagio, the Bradley Cooper hangover suite. But now you can't because the Boston Bruins ruined your rags to riches Pirates parlay. You had all your belongings packed. They all fit into one bag. You called your girlfriend, or at least the one that broke up with you 9 years ago, because she told you she wasn't going to end up with a deadbeat who had 95-leg parlays. And you were ready to call her saying, honey, get ready to take me back. We're moving to the Bellagio as soon as we hear the horn on this Bruins game. And then the Bruins lost, and you came looking for me. You wanted to DM me. And then I said to you, all right, well, how did your straight bet go on the under 6.5 in the Flyers-Panthers game? Oh, you didn't take that? All right, well, then how did the under 6.5 go in the Vegas Golden Knights-Edmonton Oilers game? Oh, you didn't take that one either? Well, what about the bump it up under 6.5 in the Winnipeg Jets and Pittsburgh Penguins? Oh, you didn't take that one? All right, well, then what about the bonus pick I gave, the under 6.5 in the Carolina Hurricanes Vancouver Canucks game? You took that one, right? You took none of it, so you just didn't take any of those? So I gave you more winners than losers, and you're blaming me. See, ladies and gentlemen, I have a job here, and even actually I don't. I can give you all losers, and it doesn't make any difference. But my theoretical job is to give you more winners than losers, which I almost do that every single day. And last night was not different. What you choose to do with those, that's kind of on you. So if you can't take all those unders and at least make a couple shekels, well, I think maybe you got to call some of those Area 51 guys. That's why I always leave the link down below for the Odd Shopper Premium, because I think you guys can use some of their assistance. All those under 6.5s hit, and the one, I mean, there were two, but we didn't give out the Washington game. The one over that we gave out actually kind of hit when we mentioned the over 6.5 with the Devils and the Colorado Avalanche. And how are we going to process that information and move into this Wednesday night where we have a couple of teams? Half the teams have played since All-Star break and half have not. Well, the teams who haven't played, I'm going to take a similar approach as we have these previous two nights. The word under has worked out a lot for us these last two nights. So if a team hasn't played, I'm going to look to continue that. But I think it's time to talk raw dog now, you people. On Monday, you complained. How could you not just give a team? Well, yeah, because that's what I should do. Coming out of All-Star break, when all these teams are sloppy, we should just give out teams. I'm not even remotely surprised that the Boston Bruins had a tough game. Any of these teams coming out of break can have a tough game because it takes about a good 2 to 3 games to truly get back into the flow of things. So tonight, we got a team who has a game under their belt. And last week, or before the break, I know somebody said, Andy, man, I know you say you don't have biases, but why don't you ever give out the Rangers? Well, you should be happy that I didn't give out the Rangers in that stretch of time where they had 4 wins in like 14 games. Guess who I'm giving you to take tonight? The New York Rangers, and this is for a multitude of reasons. The simplest, most chalky of answers, they've had a game under their belt already, and at least they got back into the flow of things. Can't end in a much better fashion than an overtime exciting goal against the Colorado Avalanche. But more importantly, I want you to take a quick peek at Andrei Vasilevsky, his career at Madison Square Garden. For whatever reason, he does not perform well in this building. I think he has 1 career regular season win and then 1 playoff win, and got shellacked in the other 2. Like, he has bad career numbers at Madison Square Garden. And conversely, Shesterkin plays great at home against the Lightning. The only question is, will that great play against the Lightning supersede his poor stretch of play that we saw leading up to the All-Star break? My guess is that he's going to play well in this game, but those converging factors, and then on top of that, the Lightning have been a team all season. We try to target them when they're playing well at home. And then in any sort of questionable games on the road, we normally don't back them. I know they were playing great before the All-Star break, but that doesn't really mean anything. You take that much time off. We saw them, the Lightning, I mean, many of these same Lightning players, they swept the Florida Panthers in round 2 of the playoffs, had 2 weeks off essentially, and then got destroyed by the Rangers in games 1 and 2 before they refound their legs. So time off, you know, like hope can kill a man in Shawshank Redemption, time off can kill a team. In the NHL, you kind of saw some of that with Boston last night. But I'm going to take the New York Rangers here against this Tampa Bay Lightning team. And as far as the Rangers go, Mika Zibanejad, we took him last time for a point that worked out for us. For whatever reason, he seems to have Vasilevsky's number. I don't know if Vasilevsky just doesn't read the one-timer off his stick well, but all those playoff games, so many games, he just rakes up power play points against them. And I want to take him, and I really am tempted to take Kreider again. So I'm going to take both of those guys to register a point once again. But if you have like one to take, Mika Zibanejad and a Rangers win, which will get you the Rangers at plus money. And then on the flip side of the puck, I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the Toronto Maple Leafs the other night. I told you give me every player that they have listed in their first game back at 1.5 on their point total and give me the under 1.5. Worked out for Marner, Matthews, and Nylander. I'm seeing two guys on the Lightning. I feel a whole hell of a lot better clicking it on one than I do the other. I'm going to take the under 1.5 points for Steven Stamkos, and I'm going to take the under 1.5 points for Nikita Kucherov. Obviously, Kucherov is going to make you sweat as always, but I'm hoping for low totals from these Lightning in their first game back on the road. So that's what I got for you in that game. It's an assortment. What you want to do with that assortment of picks. Dan, maybe you just take the Rangers. Steve, maybe you take the Rangers with Zibanejad. What's a good parlay pirate name like old Bootstraps? Bootstrap. You want to just put all that together? That's on you. I'm not going to say no. The difference between me and all these other shows, I mean, they don't even like field questions. Like if you go watch Josh's show, which you guys should always do, it's all straight plays. The word parlay does not exist. I know you guys are derelicts. I know you need parlays just to survive to the next day, so I feed the wolf. But be prepared to hear it, because I don't care if your parlays don't hit. If there's more winners than losers, you just got to look in the mirror. So that's what I like in that game. Now, the second game that I'm going to focus on, the Toronto Maple Leafs are playing the Dallas Stars. Dallas Stars played last night against the Buffalo Sabres, and Jake Ottinger played incredible. And I'm happy for him. You want to know why? Because it means he's not playing tonight. And we're going to be getting Wedgwood against a Toronto team coming off a tough loss in that first game. And pretty much those guys who stayed under 1.5, and that was my pick, I will greenlight anyone that you want to take in that group for over 1.5 points. And I'll come back to that in a second. But I do like the Toronto Maple Leafs here. I mean, look, the Dallas Stars are a very good team. Am I going to be surprised if they win? I'm going to use Wedgwood as the difference maker. Okay, Toronto played a game, had a day to sit on it, remained at home. They should be motivated to win this one. I always kind of like how they play against higher tier competition. And I must say the Dallas Stars are a higher tier competition. One of my friends reached out to me, and two people actually reached out to me. I'm like, Dallas Stars are a great value, man. Great Western Conference, great Stanley Cup value. And I got to be honest, at first I was like, come on, man. I did not realize, so this is bad on me, I did not realize how many points they actually had. When I evaluate a team and their futures and their prospects, it's all about the road for me. You remember, I mean, I hate the NBA, but you remember when like LeBron used to go to the finals every year, and then he'd play like the Warriors or something. The Warriors had to play all those tough series. And in the East, it was just a bunch of bums. The reason they never had a good line to go is because of the road for them. But in hockey, I'm always looking at the path in the division, because the way the playoffs are structured, you're forced to play a certain series of teams in your division. So I was thinking, I didn't know Dallas was that close to the top of the division, which I think they currently sit in right now. But I was thinking, so they're going to be on the road against like Winnipeg and then Colorado, and then they're going to have to play the winner, whoever comes out of the other side of the bracket. You're talking about Vegas, who eliminated them last year, or Edmonton, who's like a Stanley Cup favorite right now. They're currently the odds favor them to win the Stanley Cup. So to me, I will say, yes, technically it's a good value, but I still wouldn't take them. The only team that I'm interested in taking is one that's in the Metro. Yes, obviously I do have faith in Carolina as a team. But if you take Toronto, for example, you're going to have to get through the Panthers and then Boston. That's a nightmare road. Who's Carolina going to have to get through? They're going to have to get through, what, some wild card team or the Penguins and the Rangers. It's infinitely easier. I look at the road and just having to get through Colorado, a team they do not match up well against, a team with a ton of speed who's going to challenge them, a team who's come back on them twice in their own building, down 2 and beat them. It's a good value, but not really, if you ask me. But anyway, going back to this game, I'm taking Toronto, and I've mentioned to you guys many times that if a defenseman has missed a lot of time, his point prop usually reflects that, and many times when they come back, you get a good deal on him. Well, Miro Heiskanen missed a big chunk of the season. Then he came back, and the prices on him are fantastic for what he offers. Like, you know how you look at Victor Hedman? What is he, minus 200 or something tonight? Well, Heiskanen's coming in at minus 125. He's like a Norris-level candidate when he's playing his best. He is a major offensive contributor, top power play. He's a top minute eater on the back end. So I think he's a great value to register a point for the Dallas Stars. And like I said, I'm going to green light some of those Toronto guys. So give me Heiskanen for a point. Give me Matthews for over 1.5 points. That's a plus 300 right there. That's a pretty good same game parlay to end the day for old Bootstrap Bill out there. And that's what I have for you here on a Wednesday. Good luck to you. Better luck to me. Make sure you're subscribed here to my YouTube page. I got the Super Bowl video coming out soon. That should probably be a fun one. I'll try to find some obscure props. If you want any additional last-minute picks or to ask me any questions or to get involved in the daily chat thread, you can do that over at my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Andy Francess. Hopefully, I will see you there. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow for some Thursday Sniffs. Looking forward to it. I will talk to you then.